What up, everybody in the world? What's going on? Okay, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but it's gonna be a video on how to set up the TkData Mod Loader. So if you aren't part of your modding or you're a player, get on this modding Zybots with Discord, bro. Just search it, find it, come hang out, get some info, right? Good shit. All right, so but once you get in here and you set up your whatever, you're gonna go into the guide section, I believe, and you go let's just search for customized item or TkData, you'll find this right now. I made a guide as well, so you can also go to my site right here, which is just CDDT Reborn. Just look for like my GitHub, and you'll find all this good stuff, right? You just go to the wiki, it'll be on the top here, and then at the very bottom, got a link to the stuff, right? So we want to install the mod loader, right? It's really simple. Um, Go to the link, and here we're gonna, oops, let's do it like this. I want to go ahead and open link a new tab. Now I'm just going to split this view like that. There we go. All right, so you just go in here, and it's pretty simple, right? You're just going to download the installer. So I think I tried to do the zip, it didn't work, so I just did the installer.exe. It worked just fine. So download it wherever you want to. Let's see, where did I put mine? I don't even know. So let's see. I put it, I think, in this tools folder. Yeah, right here, installer exe, right? So we just click on that, and then it'll open up, and then it'll look for where your Tekken game is. If it doesn't find it directly, then you can use the Steam option to find your stuff. How do you do that? You do it like this. Let's see. You go to library, go to your game, right click. I want to say manage, browse local files, right? And it'll take you to wherever your Tekken 8 is, and this is the folder that you want. So you can just copy that, then go back to your mod loader, hit browse or whatever, paste it, go ahead, now you're good, right? Select folder. But I'm not gonna do it because I already did it, and we're good. Then you can just hit reinstall or uninstall or whatever. So we're gonna hit reinstall just to show you. And it will give you the first initial setup, right? Now, one of the things that I did learn is that if you let's see, where does it install to though? Let me think. So if I go back to that second folder, right, and I go, I want to say Polaris binaries 164. We should be looking for like an ASI file, I think it is. Yes, here, Polaris TkData Mod Loader ASI. If this is not in your folder, then it won't work. And what I had to do is I had to go into like the file defender for Windows and make an exception for this Win64 folder, and then it works just fine. Then just reinstall it, and you'll be good to go. Um, yeah. So the next thing, let's go back to a handy dandy guide here. All right. So we go back over here. Go back over here. That was the first step, right? And I talk about if you don't see that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Look for it. Um, Now all you need is a TkData mod, right? But the mods have to go into a special folder, right? Do I say where to put the folder? Yes. So it's in this folder right here. So, um, and if you don't have this folder, you need to make it. So let's go ahead and let's move this to the side. Let's open up this for a second. So it says, we zoom in here. Whoa, super brick. We want to put our TkData mod in this folder, right? So my stuff is here, common, Tekken 8, same area we were before. Now we're going to go to Polaris, then binaries, then did I do it right? No, I don't think this is the right one. Hold on. Binaries. Wait, what? I wonder if it, where'd it go? Did I do this right? Taking 8. No, that's not right. Man, I always mess stuff up on stream, like every time. Like it works great for me, but maybe I wrote this wrong. I might have to change the writing. Mods. Is it in here? No, this is a different mods folder. Huh. Maybe I just yeeted it just now when I reinstalled it. I don't think that's what's supposed to happen. Oh, okay. So I think I might have the address wrong. So let me see if I got this. Polaris content mods. Yeah, let me update this. Yeah, that's a good catch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in here real quick and I should be able to edit it. Let's fix that. Where we at? Everyone, step two. There we go. So I don't know what folder you guys have your stuff in. And then it's just TkMod. And then, all right. All right, cool. So yeah, so the address was wrong. So I apologize if anyone's following this and getting frustrated. So it needs to be in this folder, right? And I would suggest, since it's so deep in here, to make like a quick uh, shortcut to it or something like that. But either way, that's it. Once you have it, if you've got a mod from like a person who plays the game, like so, like this updo loose uh, or Bob Slick or whatever, um, I have a mod that corresponds with it here, right? 60. Here's all my stuff here, right? So like I have a regular mod with the pack files and whatnot, and then I have the TK mod for it. You need both of these for the TK mod to work. They're not both in your file, then you're good. Your regular mods can just go in the regular mods folder like normal, however you have it set up. Fine, right? But your TK mod has to go into your TK mod when we get to that point. So if you're just using the TK mods and you're setting it up, that's it. You're pretty much done. You're good to go, right? Go ahead, turn on the game. You'll see a unique slot for that character. It'll be like a little white dude. And I'll show that when we get to it. Uh, you'll be good to go. All right, now, if you're a modder like I am and other people, you want to make your mod ready for Tekken 8. The mod itself is pretty self-explanatory. I don't have. Um, I'll go ahead and launch up my my project. But the key thing is, uh, whenever you're making your mod for your unique mods, there's two things that you want to do. One is you need to give it a unique name. Okay, that should be plain and simple. And two, you want to make sure that it is in the same folder where your normal mods would be. So when you're doing regular mods, you'd have like something like IP underscore CBR for Lydia underscore BDF for upper body or for full body underscore 1P, right? And that would be just your default one, and it would go into the folder where it belongs. Um, and if we don't know where the folder belongs, then I doubt you're at the right place for modding. But just in case, we'll go ahead and take a quick look to kind of show what I mean. So if I open up just my tech and stuff, we can see that the IPs are typically in this location. So item, and if I use, let's say, I don't know, maybe, where's it at? Item prefab, and then let's see, HMS, BDF, right? So these are all the BDFs that we have, the IP BDFs, right? They're all here together. Now, if you're doing a TkData Mod, what might be different, here, I'll take a look at one of these ones I already made. Let's say this hair one. All right, if we open it up, uh, go to character, and I made it for all these different characters, but let's say we'll look at Lily for a second, and you can see I have this here in the hair folder, right? Earlier I was doing a BDF, this one's for hair, so that's where it is. And I've got it for all of them in their respective spots. And then of course they have their own name. Now you need to make sure you remember whatever you named it because you're going to need that for your TkData mod. So let's go ahead and move to the next step. So that was pretty much me just telling you about this stuff here. That's pretty much it. Now you need to install the editor. So I got a link, and all this stuff is on Umin's stuff. I am not claiming any credit for it. These are things he made with his team of people and did good. So you got the TkData editor, like so. Right. So I downloaded mine and I put it. I don't know where I put it. Let's see. Let's find it because I'll be losing. So I make shortcuts so I don't have to find it. Let's see, open file location. So I just got mine in this tools folder. So it doesn't have to go in any specific folder as far as I'm aware. And you can just open it from wherever you save it, or you can create a shortcut to it, and that's your discretion. When you open it up, it's pretty simple. Um, Now I think he has some guides on this site, but he keeps making changes to this program and making it better and better or doing different things with it. And so it doesn't look exactly the same. So as of this video, this is the current editor that's out there as far as I'm aware. So you can open it up and I don't know about the moveset stuff, so you're gonna have to look somewhere else for all that. But if you just go to FBS data, I have no idea what that stands for. You'll just hit new. It'll show you a TK mod overview, info, edit, whatever. You're gonna hit add, and then you have these two slots, right? So TK or FBS Data 1 has this customized item common, exclusive, and unique. I don't know the importance of these. I just keep using the common list one. Exception is like, let's say we make one of these, right? I can add an exception as well, and then I could select whatever mod. So if you are a user and you want to and you have like one of my mods, right? I have a mod that has like a whole bunch of chicks on it, right? And say you're like, I don't want any of these mods loaded. What you could do is you could go into here, you can open up the your TK mod in this editor, and then you'd go to exceptions, and then you could pick which one that you want to kind of like turn off, right? I'll turn that off, just delete it, and then just go back to the regular stuff. Okay, so if we go back here to add, and go ahead and add this thing here. I don't know why this is still here. Can I delete that? Oh, I can remove it. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all of them just for the sake of it. We're gonna go ahead and add a custom one in. Okay, and you'll just get a default one that just pops up into this system right here. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to change your item ID. I think he advises stay like above 200 or something. Um, but if there's an issue with your ID, it'll usually tell you. I think one of these numbers is like bad or something. Let's see, 203, 2, I don't know. Either way, keep it above 200, I think is the advice, or 201. It shouldn't be an issue with you. If there's a problem, then when you actually load the game, it'll tell you. It's like, hey, it's bad. So we'll just pick a random number like 450. Like, cool. Now, this IP address or asset name is got to be the same as whatever you have set up, right? I'm just going to grab a random thing. So see, I have this IP, WK, BDU, whatever. I would copy that, and then I would just place that into this section right here. Then, of course, you would just change your character ID to whatever your character is. You change your item position to whatever item position you're working with. Um, I think these are all up for grabs. I've only really used the classic upper body, lower body, full body, and hair so far. So have fun playing around with these. The name key I have not messed with at all. I don't mess with anything else personally, right? I don't change this customization. I don't change any of that, right? Visibility, I leave checked. That's usually on by default. And then if your item is a colorable item, then you will need to make it colorable. Now, this makes the slot colorable as far as I'm aware, but it does not actually set up the colorization for your mod. You'll have to actually do that the classic way. This just makes sure that the game knows that that slot is supposed to be colorable. Now, as I said before, if you already have some mods that you downloaded, you can use the editor to open them up and take a look. So let's look at this bowl cut, hit open, and now you can see it loads the TkData mod, right? Boom. And all the stuff that I filled out. You want to make sure all these IDs are different, blah, blah, blah. If you run into an issue where there's an ID clash, right? So say I'm using IDs 139 through 151, and you load it into the game, and you're using another TkData mod, and they're using 147 and 149. It will tell you that there is a clash, and then it will tell you which mod will win. And what you can do is you can then go back in and be like, okay, let me change the ID number to something else. So that way it'll work, right? So if 149 is taken, you want both mods, change it to like 172, I don't know, something different. But you can make all those changes. Once you make those changes, you're just going to go ahead and save it. It's going to ask you if the mod info is not filled in. That mod info is this stuff up here, information edit. And you can just say, hey, I made this mod, description of the mod, version of the mod, etc., etc. If you're going to start adding custom names to your stuff, I haven't done it yet, but you'll need to make a GBT file. And that is, I think the instructions for that are on the Discord as well. So you have to go there and take a look. I don't use it just because I don't need it right now, and I'm just playing around so far. That being said, we're back here at this point. So you're going to go ahead and save it, confirm, boom, it saves it. Save as works the same as everything else. Just opens up the folder where it's supposed to be, right? Load will load up whatever you want, right? Cool. Now, one of the cool things about this setup is that, let's say, for whatever reason, if I want to save this information, but I don't want to save it as a TkData mod, I can export. Maybe I want to share it with somebody, and I can create one of these TSV files. These TSV files are essentially just the information that gets loaded, right? So let's go ahead. I can hit new so it clears, and then let's just load. Oh, instead of load, I'm gonna hit new, right? Okay, that's cool. That make new. Oh, then I gotta add a thing. We'll clear it so it's empty, and I'm just gonna import one of these other files. Hey, there you go. It's imported. And now I could save this as a TkData mod. It must be, once again, in that TkData folder or TkMod folder for it to work, as far as I'm aware. That's the only way I've gotten it to work. So find a different way, share it, but as far as I know, that's the best way to go. And then you should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this for now because I don't need to take a look at anything here. And I don't need this anymore. And we're just going to load up Tekken. We'll take a look at what you should see once you get into Tekken. Now, once the game starts, I believe you can hit Control P, and that will open up like the UI in the game, and it'll give you some information, let you know what's loaded, what's not loaded, etc. And then I have a tool that I'm going to be sharing soon, and I'll show you how it works. Um, but it's mainly for people who are going to be doing a lot more mods, like say you use some of my other tools where you can get a lot of duplicate mods and things of that nature. Um, or you want it for like all characters, you're using my tools to get that. So you have a whole bunch of IPs that you're working with. It can be very tedious to kind of like fill all those out, at least for me. I was like, I don't want to fill out 13 in different slots every single time I do this because I'm lazy. And so I built a tool so I could continue being lazy and accurate, you know. Yeah, my system's been super slow lately, so I apologize. Oy. And so we'll just go into customization. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, now, one thing I will let you know. Here, I'm going to hit Control Tab to get out for a second. If you want a thumbnail, right, to go with your stuff, you're going to keep the same, as far as I'm aware, you're going to keep the same naming conventions for your thumbnail as the game does. And so what I mean by that is, let me go here, find one of these newer ones that I made. Okay, so look, I got this little fuzzy airfoot, right? So this is IP, ZBR, HAR for hair, then TF, and then medium coily, right? So I keep it at T, UI, custom, CH, item, and then character abbreviation and exact same name. When I did that, and then also you got to make sure, hey, shut up. You also need to make sure they are also where they're supposed to be, right? So if we go to UI file, place texture, custom item, in that folder, pick one of the things like this one. You can see that those thumbnails are in here, right? So it works. So I just wanted to just give you a little tip on that. Now the quality of this screen right now is at like mad low because I'm trying to have the least, you know what I'm saying, interrupt me while I'm playing. All right, so if we go in, pick one of these characters. None of these are loaded anymore. I need to update all my mods. If I update all my mods, I won't be able to make any new mods though. It's great. And I think all of my new mods, just gee whiz, I'm gonna start just dropping it on my Discord because it's easy and I'm lazy. But okay, there we go. That's what everybody else sees when that mod loads. But let's go. So if we take a look here, like hair, right? So I've got a whole new custom slot to use, right? You know what I mean? Works amazing. All right, so and it doesn't take over any other existing slot, which is like the cool part about it all. Right? So I can be like, oh, I want this, and I can still have all my normal hairs. Now, if you've got mods on all of these hairs as well, then you know what I'm saying. Now you're like, hey, I don't want to replace what I've already got. Now you don't have to, right? You do have to do the setup though, but other than that setup, which isn't that difficult, you'll be good. And I'm trying to think if I have any other examples here. Let me see. I think I made a mod for Panda, but I don't. Yeah. All right. I don't know if I put an image to it yet. Oh, what am I doing? Oh no, see, I already put a thumbnail to it. um, it says colorable, but it's not colorable. Right, all these slots right here, they say colorable, right? This is what that little slot does. If I would have set this to have this unchecked, when I load this mod, then this little circle in the corner would not be there, and it would be like one of these where like I couldn't change the color even if I wanted to, right? Now, that doesn't, you can't turn these into colorable though, because these furs are not colorable. But I think you could change the slot to colorable, because that was an issue some people were running into as well. So you have that freedom. But thanks to Umin and all the people that he worked with to build this, we now have this option where we can have, I don't know, limitless new slots to the game. So good or bad things, good. One of the things I will say is don't ask any modders to try to bypass any stuff that's like DLC content in the game. This is not meant to try to pirate and be a little cheap ass motherfuckers. This is meant to have an addition to the game as it is. So don't come around the Discord asking people to do anything like that because we're not going to do it. If you decide to figure out how to do it yourself and you want to do it, then whatever, do it yourself. But don't post it in the Discord and don't share it on Tekken Mods. You want to do something like that, then you keep that to your own world and don't bring the rest of the community down with you. But I digress from that point and just get back to the regular. Like, hopefully y'all will enjoy using the TkData mods. Like I said, much appreciation to Uman. I don't know if he's got like a coffee or anything like that, but consider hooking him up if he'll accept it. I have no idea. But that's it. That's all I got. I think that's all I want to talk about this for now.